Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing a first impressions review of the Giorgio Armani Maestro Glow Foundation. So I believe this foundation came out in America and Europe and Asia a couple of months ago, but for us here in Australia we only received this foundation a couple of weeks ago, so it's pretty new to our market. So this foundation is basically called the Maestro Glow Nourishing Fusion Makeup by Phase Elixir SPF 30, and I picked it up in the color number 2, which I believe is the lightest shade. Let me just show you it. So basically when it comes like this, and it's got the two parts to it. It's not off. There's nothing wrong with it, that's how it comes. So it is a two-part foundation. So the bottom part that you can see is the pigment, and the liquid part is the oils. So it's basically an oil-based foundation. So I know it's meant to be very, very nourishing for the skin. It's almost like a serum at the same time, incredibly hydrating. It's basically made for a dry skin. So the original Maestro is made for oily skin, and this one is made for a dry skin. So let me just tell you what the Armani website is saying about it. Maestro Glow Foundation enhances the complexion with a fresh, natural radiance thanks to a surprisingly light texture, coupled with a perfecting buildable coverage. Like Maestro Fusion, despite its fluid texture, Maestro Glow Foundation contains no water. Instead, the formula contains a high concentration of nourishing oils, but without an oily effect on the skin. Skin is perfected and feels nude and supple. Maestro Glow glides onto the skin, procuring an immediate moisturizing sensation, nourishing comfort, lasting glow. SPF 30, daily UV protection, perfect for dry skin, and is available to suit all skin tones from light to deep. Okay, so like I said, I picked up the number 2, and that's what I'm going to use today. So first of all, I'm going to prime my skin like I usually do, using my Mercier Hydrating Primer and my Porefessional Pore Minimiser through the middle. These are my two favourite primers, so I'm just going to use these today. Like I said, I haven't used this foundation before, so I'm not really sure what the primers are going to be like with it, but let's just give this a bash. My skin is combination dehydrated, so I do get a bit of oil through the middle of my face, but the outside of my face, most of my face is pretty dry, which is why I think I'm going to love this foundation. By the sounds of it, it is going to be a sheer coverage. It's not going to be massively heavy, but all Armani foundations are buildable. They all have a technology in them called microfill, which means that when you put the foundations on, they layer, they never cake. You're meant to be able to build them to the kind of coverage that you want. So we'll see. And I have heard that this foundation is best applied with your fingers, so that's how I'm going to apply it today. Again, because this foundation is going to be quite dewy, I don't want it to enhance the look of my pores, so I'm just going to put this on first. And this is just going to help keep the middle of my face a bit more matte. Okay, let's give this a bash. So I believe you shake it first to help mix those two products together, and then I'm going to pop it out onto my hand. It is exactly like water. It is so liquidy. All right, let's give this a bash. Okay, so I've done half my face. It feels incredibly beautiful. Like, it is so hydrating. My skin feels so hydrated and soft. It's beautiful. It's definitely sheer. Like, you can still see all the kind of little marks on my skin. But it feels amazing, and it feels incredibly light and beautiful. It's just, yeah, it's quite sheer. I'm going to put the other side on with a brush to see if it gives a little bit more coverage. Now the brush I'm using is the Giorgio Armani, I think it's the blender brush, the blender foundation brush. Okay, the only thing I'm finding with the brush is that because it's so liquidy, it's very streaky. So I imagine with the brush it's going to take forever to get all those streaks out. So obviously that's why they tell you to apply it with your fingers. So I'm just going to work over that on top with my fingertips, just to blend all those streaks out. Again, it feels amazing. Like, it feels like I'm not wearing any foundation. My skin feels so hydrated, like I am dying for the feel of this foundation. It feels amazing. I think because it's so sheer, for me, this is going to be like a beautiful everyday foundation. Like, it's definitely giving me that no makeup finish. Like, I really don't think you can see that I'm wearing makeup. Like, it's very like undetectable, which is amazing. Now I'm going to test the layerability of it. I'm just going to try and build up the coverage just where I've got a bit of redness and see what happens. I don't believe for a minute it'll cover pimples. It's not designed to do that. It's designed to give you that no makeup finish. So I think it's layering a little bit, but not enough to cover the redness. Like, it's definitely toned it down a little bit, but I don't think it's going to go any further than that. I think it's definitely going to stay a sheer. I don't even think you can get it to go to a medium. I think it's going to stay pretty sheer, but I'm really enjoying how this feels. And I don't mind that I can still see bits of skin through it. Like, that's absolutely fine for me. I think that's what it's made for. So I definitely would say not for an oily skin. It is very dewy and it is feeling incredibly hydrating. So I think for an oily skin, it would be a disaster. Definitely made for someone on the normal to dry side. Now, I have got oiliness through the middle, so we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it kind of lasts over time. I love the finish. I actually think the color is beautiful. Now, I have heard some people complaining about the small color range and that you can't get a good color. But I think with a foundation like this, because it's so sheer, I feel like it would work into your skin tone. I feel like if you get one that's newest to your skin tone and it's not too light or too dark, I think it'll work. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup. I'm using inspiration from a beautiful Instagram makeup artist that I found. She actually lives in Sydney. She's a Sydney makeup artist, and her work is just beautiful. I'll put a picture on the screen for you. I can't pronounce her name. I think it's Anyam. I can't pronounce it. I'll write it for you. But yeah, she always does these beautiful glowy makeup looks. So I'm gonna use inspiration from her and I'm gonna create a beautiful kind of summery glowy makeup look. And then we'll see how the foundation is looking at the end. So I'm starting by priming my eyelids using my SmashBox 24-hour eye primer and concealing my under eyes using my Giorgio Armani Master Corrector in the shade number 2. Then I'm going to go on and conceal any blemishes on the face using my Nars Creamy Concealer in the shade Vanilla and blending them in with my fingertips. Then I'm going to complete my under eye conceal using my Giorgio Armani Maestro Eraser in the shade number 2. To conceal my eyelids, I'm using my MAC Soft Ochre paint pot, and then I'm setting all that concealer and through the center of the face using my Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette using the shade Dim Light. I'm doing a softer brow technique today. So first of all, I'm going to set my brow hairs using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel, and then I'm going to wait for them to dry. To start on the eyes, I'm going to take the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette and I'm using that peach shade and I'm applying that straight through the contour of the eye. So sweeping it through the socket, not being too neat at all. I want this to be really nice and soft and nice and blended. Then I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette with the colour Treasure and I'm applying that all over the mobile lid. I'm taking the shade Hot and Kohl, and I'm applying that on the outer corner of the eye. I'm using this colour to add a little bit of depth and a little bit of dimension through the outer corner of the eye socket. For the lower waterline, first I'm taking that peach shade from the Kat Von D palette and sweeping that all the way along the lash line, and then I'm following that up with the Hot and Cold and taking that just on the outer corner of the lower lash line. Next, I'm taking Hot Chocolate, and again on the outer corner of the eye, I'm just feathering that in just to add a little bit more depth in that area. To add a soft definition to the top lash line, I'm just going to take my Lancome Le Crayon Kohl pencil in the shade Noir and take that on the upper waterline, making sure I really put it into that lash bed. For the lower waterline, I'm taking my SmashBox Always Sharp waterproof liner in the shade Bear and applying that all along the bottom waterline. This is going to keep the eyes looking really bright and open. For mascara today, I'm using my Lancome Grandoise mascara in black and applying that all over the top and bottom lashes. I don't want to apply any false lashes today because I want to keep this look really soft and beachy. Now back to those brows. So I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz in the shade Dark Brown. I don't want to do my normal brow routine because I feel like it's too harsh for this look. So I'm using my Brow Wiz instead to create a more soft definition through the brows. Now to bronze up the face, I'm going to use the Giorgio Armani Maestro Liquid Bronzer in the shade 90. This is one of their summer collection bronzers that they bring out every single year, and it is pretty much the same formula as the Maestro Glow, but it's obviously a bronze shade. So I'm going to apply that all around the outer perimeters of the face using my Napoleon Perdis 17S Complexion Perfection brush. So this is a dual fiber brush, so perfect for buffing in those liquids into the skin. Next, I'm going over that with my Sigma F80 flat kabuki brush, just to make sure that that bronzer is looking nice and blended. I feel like jumping on the nose contour bandwagon today, so I'm using the same product, but I'm using an eyeliner brush just to apply that down the contour of the nose, and then I'm going to blend that in with my fingertips to make sure it's nice and soft. To soften that bronzer, I'm just taking an Eco Tools flat foundation brush and I'm just patting that Maestro Glow foundation into the areas of the face which should not be bronzed, just to make those areas a little bit brighter. Next, I'm taking 2 shades of the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer. I'm using the shade number 5 for the blusher and shade number 2 for the highlight. So these are basically liquid pigment, glowy, amazing formulas. First, I'm applying the blush to the cheeks using my Napoleon Perdis 16R Sculpt and Contour brush, and I'm just pressing and building that in until I get the colour that I require. Then I'm taking that Fluid Sheer number 2 and applying it to the high points of the face using the same brush, and then using my fingertips just to blend that straight into the skin. I'm going to go on top of that highlight with my MAC Mineralise Skin Finish in the shade Soft and Gentle. And first I'm applying it with my Zoeva 237 brush just to the smaller areas of the face. And then I'll go in with the 16B Napoleon Perdis brush on the higher parts of the face. And this will just help to intensify that glowy highlight skin. Last step is lips, and I'm using my Giorgio Armani Flash Lacquer Lip Gloss in the shade 300. Okay, so this is the finished look. I'm gonna come back in a couple of hours. I'm gonna go and do some errands, things that I need to do. So let's see how they all hold up. I'll be back in maybe 3-4 hours, and we'll see how things are going. So I'm back. It has been about 4 hours since I put the makeup on. To me, I think it's still looking pretty good actually. I don't think that it's come off too much. Obviously it is quite a light foundation, so it's not going to be too dramatic. It's not going to go from like a full coverage to nothing. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Look, through the middle here, I can see my pores. It's definitely kind of settled into my pores a little bit, and I had a few blemishes that have kind of come through. I have been wearing my glasses, as you can see, and I do have a glasses mark. Not as bad as with other foundations though. So yeah, I actually really feel like it's held up pretty well. It's not caked, it's not too excessively shiny for me. Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy. Look, overall I really do feel like it's a fantastic foundation. Like, it feels amazing, and I've worked for the past 4 hours. I've been doing grocery shopping, I've been doing some housework, tidying, that kind of thing, and I haven't felt like I'm wearing a full face of makeup, and it's annoying me. Like, normally if I've got a full face of makeup on, I need to do housework, I just want to get it off. Like, I feel like I'm wearing a mask. With this, obviously I haven't felt anything of the sort. Like I said, it is sheer. It would definitely never be a full kind of going out special occasion foundation for me. It's going to be an everyday foundation for me, but that's just a personal thing. That's just because I like more coverage. Even for work, it's still not going to be quite enough for me. It's definitely going to be a day-to-day foundation. Again, oily skin, no. It's definitely shiny, and like I said, it is sitting in my pores and stuff a little bit, which is probably the only thing that's bothering me. But look, overall I'm really happy with it. I think the colour's great. It hasn't oxidized at all. It hasn't changed. It hasn't moved. It hasn't separated. But yeah, like, overall I think it's pretty good. If you're looking for a really high quality everyday foundation, or if you like a sheer foundation, you've got beautiful skin and you just want that beautiful glow, or if you've got dry skin, I definitely say give it a try. I would say if you want to try it, pop to your local Armani counter and go and get them to put it on for you, just so you can wear it for the day and feel it. But yeah, look, I definitely think that Armani's come out with another fantastic foundation, and I'm super happy. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that. If you've got any other products that you'd like me to review or to try out for you, please leave me a comment down below. I am a combination dehydrated skin, so my skin's quite good at testing out the oiliness, longevity, and how it lasts on a dry skin, because I have both kind of problems. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I do really hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.